Hey guys, how's it going? It's Michael here. So today I'm really excited to share with you these 9 simple money hacks that I personally use every day to help save me money on basically everything. And before you ask, this video won't be about any sort of mental frameworks or ways to change the way you think about money, like sleeping on any purchase decision or thinking about how many hours a purchase is worth to you. Whilst these can help and is something you probably should be doing, sometimes there's things you just need to buy, like food, and nothing's really gonna change that by sleeping on it. So with that said, in this video, I'll actually share some practical ways to save you anywhere from 5% to 80% on everyday things and help you increase your overall savings rate. So whilst it might be pretty obvious to you why saving money is a good thing, I wanna show you how making small changes on how much you save can have some pretty significant impacts on how early you can retire or how much money you end up retiring with. The average savings rate in developed countries like Australia and the US is around 5%, which based on an average monthly salary of $4,000 would only be $200 a month of savings. And according to the Association of Superannuation Funds of Australia's retirement standard, to have a comfortable retirement, you'll need $545,000. And if we use this handy retirement age calculator with some conservative assumptions of being 30 years old with $10,000 saved and an investment return of 8% per annum, through the power of compound interest, we would have the $545,000 required to have a comfortable retirement by the age of 64, which is fine and probably the time most people would retire. However, looking at those same savings rate statistics, we know that in times of uncertainty, like recessions, or even right now during the pandemic, that savings rates are at their highest. In fact, during the peak of the COVID-19 pandemic, saving rates hit all-time highs of over 20%. As people aren't really sure what's going to happen and begin to act like hermits, saving money and hoarding toilet paper. What this tells us, other than the fact that there is a direct correlation between saving money and the hoarding of toilet paper, is that people are actually able to save money when push comes to shove and they need to, and quite a lot of it. And if you instead save 20% of your income on the average salary, this would be $800 a month instead of $200, and would mean you'll be able to retire at 51, 13 years earlier than if you only saved 5% of your income. Okay, now onto the main topic of this video, where if you follow these money saving hacks, I'm sure you'll be able to reach a savings rate of much higher than 20%. And like I said, these will be practical tips that you can actually start using to save money straight away, just like you can smash that like button straight away for the YouTube algorithm. So my first tip is to never pay full price for anything unless you absolutely have to. And I know this might again sound pretty obvious for a lot of you, but you would be pretty surprised by the amount of people who just see a product they want and buy it straight away without checking any other websites or shops. But let me show you exactly how I do this step by step and the amount I would save. For this example, I'll pretend that I'm purchasing AirPods Pro, which are currently $399 from Apple directly. So the first thing I would do is search whatever thing I'm looking to get into OzBargain, which is a community-driven website of bargain hunters who basically refuse to pay full price on anything. And the reason I do this is to just get an idea of what kind of price I should be paying for this product and to see if there's any current promotions as well. Already I can see that if I paid $399, I would be overpaying by a lot, since most of the deal prices are around $250 to $300. But unfortunately, it seems that most deals have expired. In this case, the next thing I will do is then search the same item on Google Shopping, which is basically a really quick way to find live prices for products from a large range of shops. Through this really simple search, we can already see that the lowest price seems to be $295 at the moment, which is still pretty good, but we're not done and we can still save a bit more money. Which brings us to the next money saving hack that I like to use, which is to always use a cashback website whenever I can, like Cash Rewards or Shopback. And what these websites allow you to do is by simply clicking through a special link on their website and making a purchase, you can receive varying levels of cashback. For example, with Amazon, the cashback percentage is up to 8%. But make sure you always check the category percentages, as we can see that for electronics, we can only get a 0% cashback. So for the AirPods, we wouldn't get anything back from Amazon, but if we were getting shoes, we'd get 8% back. I'll leave some links for both of these in the description, and I always recommend to check both of them whenever you're looking to get something, as they don't always have the same cashback percentages and can be quite different sometimes. So we still actually aren't done yet, and we can still save some extra money with this next money hack, which is to always use discounted gift cards whenever you can. So here we use the same websites, Cash Rewards or Shopback for example, and we can see that there are Amazon gift cards at 1% cashback, but these can vary a lot depending on the shop. Like Maya has some at 2%, Harvey Norman 3%, and whilst these aren't huge amounts, this can still add up a lot over time and help contribute to your saving rate. And remember to always check both sites like I mentioned, as you can see here that Shopback actually has a 2% discount instead of the 1% discount from Cash Rewards. So with this additional 2% saving, this would bring our AirPods Pro price down to $289. And just as a quick tip, always remember to check in the fine print on the cashback site, as sometimes paying with gift cards will make you ineligible for cashback. And there's actually one more thing that we can do to help get a little bit more value out of this purchase, and that's by simply using a credit card that has a rewards program to do the purchase, in this case on the discounted gift cards. Now this one isn't for everyone, but if you're comfortable with credit cards and paying off the full balance every month, the average return for most reward credit cards is around 1% of the spend, as you can use the credit card points on things like gift cards, frequent flyer points, or just random items they might have in their gift shop. I personally do all of my spending through a credit card to maximize the value I get out of all of my purchases. And let me know in the comments if you'd be interested in a video where I go over some of the best reward credit cards available. So assuming we will eventually get around 1% of the spend back in value from the credit card reward points, this would bring the effective price of the AirPods Pro purchase to $286, saving us almost 30% off the original price of $399 for about 5 minutes of extra work. So I hope you can see now that if you apply these steps to all of your purchases, you can really start to make some significant savings, especially when you start to buy some bigger ticket items like TVs and fridges and things like that. Now this next hack is a really easy way to save money on your electricity and gas bills by using the Energy Made Easy comparison site created by the Australian government, where you can literally just upload your current electricity and gas bill and they will tell you the cheapest provider available for you. I personally saved over 20% on my electricity and gas using this, and still check it once every few months to see if my bill is still competitive or if I need to switch to another provider. Again, this really only takes a few minutes and can save you hundreds of dollars over the lifetime of your bills. Now on to the next tip. It is for those of you who drive a car or bike and is actually another government-based initiative. Basically, there are huge variances in fuel prices, and the New South Wales government has created a fuel check app to see where the cheapest pump is. And if you aren't in New South Wales, don't worry, there's also a non-government site that covers all of Australia called Petrol Spy. At the time of this recording, the cheapest E10 available in Sydney was 134.9 cents, whereas the most expensive was 175.9 cents. A huge difference here, and often you don't need to drive very far to find a significantly cheaper petrol station. Okay, for this 7th tip, I know that flying and traveling isn't really possible at the moment due to the COVID lockdowns in some states. However, at some point we'll be able to fly again, and hopefully for some of you when watching this, we're already back to normal. And there's actually a really easy way to ensure you aren't getting ripped off when booking flights. All you need to do is go to Google Flights, search your locations and dates, and they'll compare all the different options for you and show you the cheapest rates. I do this before I'm booking any flights and save anywhere from sort of $10 to a few $100. And again, it's really quick to do and a bit of a no-brainer. Okay, now that you're saving all of this money, for this next hack, I want to make sure that you aren't spending more than you need to when you're actually going to invest it. The best way to do this is by using a stockbroker with low brokerage fees. And I'd say if you're paying anything more than sort of $10 a trade at the moment, it's too much and there are better alternatives out there. Check out my video on the best low-cost ASX brokers in Australia where I cover them in detail. This is a really simple way to save a few $100s a year, as it's extremely easy to transfer shares between brokers in Australia, And given that the service is a commodity, it makes sense to minimize your costs here. If you don't want to watch that full video right now, some of the best options to have a quick look at will be ones like Self-Wealth, Perla, and Superhero. Okay, so this last money hack requires a bit more effort than the others, but is a good skill to learn and utilize, and that's to negotiate on basically everything. Most people don't realize that you can often get a better price or rate on things by simply just asking. And whilst this might be a bit embarrassing or intimidating to do at first, once you get used to doing it, it becomes second nature, and the worst that can happen is they just say no. For example, I won't buy anything from JB Hi-Fi in store without asking for a discount on the sticker price, and I've saved anywhere from a few dollars to hundreds of dollars on items. I've saved money on my phone bills, internet bills, and insurance simply by just calling up and asking for a discount, or saying I'm thinking about leaving to another provider. You'd be surprised by what you can save just by asking. Okay, and lastly, one more thing I want to mention, because this part is absolutely vital to anyone who wants to increase their savings. The harsh reality is that if you're already doing all of the above and more, and you're still not saving enough money, there's no way around it. You're gonna need to make more money. That's the truth, and when I say something like this, I don't mean for it to sound like that guy who says, "Oh, why don't you just go and make more money?" Because I get how it sounds, and it's not as if you're not already trying to make more money. But when it comes to doing this, at a certain point, there's really only so much that you can save through various hacks and tips before it starts compromising your quality of life. Everyone will eventually get to a point where you can't possibly save any more money, and it's at that point where you should start to shift your efforts from saving money to learning how to make more money. And this could be through a side hustle, switching jobs, or smashing the like button. No, but seriously, I know that you only have so many hours in the day, so if you can find a way to make more from each of these hours, or produce income that is decoupled from your time directly, that would be ideal. I truly believe that if you try out some of these money-saving hacks and look to increase your income where possible, you'll be able to significantly increase your savings rate and retire much, much earlier. So with that said, guys, thanks so much for watching this video. I genuinely hope this helps some of you save some more money, and I'll make sure to leave links to all of these money hacks in the description below. If you haven't followed me yet on my socials, please check them out. Links in the description. And as always, smash the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment if you've got any questions. I'll try and answer all of them. Have a good one, and I'll catch you in the next video.